Boy, ladies and gentlemen, I'm excited about this one here tonight on Sportswire Radio because, last week we left off with our guest here and he sort of came back to Sportswire Radio, but he came back in a phone call, and it was with a phone call with a man that he put in a casket. It was supposed to have ended his career, Mr. V to the H Van Hansen. And boy, I guess you might want to say desperate times call for desperate measures. We're most certainly going to talk about that phone call that ended last week's show that's going to start tonight's show. Spoiler alert. We're also going to talk about a show here coming up in a matter of days where you could see figuratively and literally some rising devastation to who, well, is controlling Enterprise Pro Wrestling. And that involves, well, the man right here, because we have a match that's going to decide who controls Enterprise Pro Wrestling. And, well, this certainly affects this man's bottom line. And that's going to tie into a man that I'm going to announce as a guest upcoming here on Sportswire Radio. Plus, I just checked on this card that we've got somebody that just came on to Sportswire Radio that's going to be on this card. And plus, we'll talk about, I'm sure, some usual suspects. We'll talk about where we are in the world of Amplified and Enterprise Pro Wrestling. Plus, I'll have some other announcements. And plus, since our guest hasn't been here in a hot skipping minute, and one of the last times I remember him on a YouTube channel on Sports by Radio, he wanted to put me in a ring. So since he doesn't want to put me in a ring, hopefully after tonight's show, I do have a gift for him. I did present him a gift because, after all, the last thing I want, because he does have a ring now. He has a school and everything else with that guy, which I don't even go in there yet. We'll go about him in about 5 or 6 minutes. So he wants to put me in the ring, but he doesn't want to train me. He wants to take me to the well. He doesn't want to train me like Ace Christian and put him out to the independents or, deal with Chase Wakefield's crazy ideas. He just wants to beat me down, break both my legs. But so I could avoid that here, I'm going to give him something a little bit, but since, after all, we are here in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the platform that our guest in Enterprise and Amplified Pro Wrestling most certainly has helped build here. Sportswire Radio, to the tune of nearly 1,400 subscribers. And of course, in the last 3 weeks, having those historic interviews with the man beast, the War Machine Rhino, and of course, Savio Vega, the man that some would say is responsible for the career of Stone Cold Steve Austin. I have to give our guest that introduction, especially after those two men got it, those two men liked it. You want it here in the chat. He wants it. He really wants to put me in the ring. He really wants to put me in a few submission holds. I know his dad probably wants to do even more to me. I am now going to give him that introduction on the platform that he most certainly helped build here, Sportswire Radio, and get the night off here in style on the number one global radio station. So with that, wait for it, further ado here on the Sports Report. Number one global sports show. A man that you've seen dominate and win championship after championship in places like SSW, Ultraviolent Pro Wrestling, DBW, and even in his own companies, Enterprise and Amplified Pro Wrestling. His name is, simply put, the owner, for now some would say, of Enterprise Pro Wrestling, my friend, how are we doing?
We're doing good this evening, Tom. How are you?
Ask me after the show because I really reached an extra 2 or 3 miles in my lungs there to get that intro up there. So ask me afterwards, and yes, I'm going to definitely be dialing into some Mountain Dew in a few minutes. But be that as it may, it is good to be with you. Though technically, you were back on Sportswire Radio. You were back actually last week in a phone call. But I want to start the show off here because I'm still perplexed at what happened here in that phone call with that guest, Mr. V to the H, your cohort and Amplified Pro Wrestling, a man that, well, you put 6 feet under. You put him in the ground, figuratively and literally, and I'm, still perplexed at that. So we're going to talk about it here and go right to the bottom of it here. For those that are listening and watching here in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the platform that you, Kid Mike, and Enterprise Pro Wrestling most certainly helped build here, Sportswire Radio, the platform that you most certainly helped us get to those historical moments with Rhino and Savio Vega. Tell us, what on earth were you doing calling Van Hansen last week on Sportswire Radio, and why?
Well, Van Hansen actually called me.
Well, you answered the phone.
Yeah, and
you answered it.
That's the first time I've heard from Van Hansen since September 7th when
you put him on the ground. He didn't even want me to show the match last week. He did not want me to show that match.
And Van, I know you're watching. I hope Eric's watching. I hope Johnny's watching. I can't say I fully 100% trust you, as, months and months and months have went by. This is the first time on Christmas you didn't tell me Merry Christmas. My birthday was in October. You never told me Happy Birthday, Happy New Year, nothing like that. 6 years of friendship.
Not for the kids? No holiday gifts, Christmas gifts for the kids? Nothing?
Nothing. And, best friends for 6 years. He was there with my highs.
Not even an email, one of those greeting cards you send now digitally through email, say Merry Christmas. Nothing? He didn't give you that?
No, man. I even tried to call his cell phone and it'll go straight to voicemail like he had me blocked. And so finally, I figured he was on Sportswire Radio. I should get on Sportswire Radio, comment some things.
You were.
Maybe I will get a response. Well, then my phone rang. I answered, and I hope you make the right decision on February 22nd in McConnellsburg, PA at Rising Devastation. But I can't say until that moment is made, I can't say that I trust you 100%. Even after that, just because you make the right decision that night doesn't mean that you're just fooling around and trying to stab me in my back again.
But it's desperate times call for desperate measures. I mean, you did answer that phone call. I mean, he calls you, and did you think twice about maybe just going right to voicemail? You were in the chat, enjoying the show. And I mean, did you think maybe twice about that? Maybe, you thought that maybe Van Hansen was wishing Merry Christmas too much to Anton Nathan instead of you. I mean,
Anton's his boy,
Well, I'll get to him later, but still, you could have had an option not to, answer that call and just say, you know what? This was the first. You guys have been friends for what, 8 years now? Is it 8 years almost? Or you were friends for 8 years?
6 years.
6 years, right? All those years, you went through a worldwide pandemic together. Families went through different things. You guys have been tag team partners, have held gold, and certainly made Lydia Myers' life a living hell. We're not going to go there tonight.
But that was a fun time last year.
Well, no comment.
And that's what I'm saying. We did all this together just for him to stab me in the back.
But you had no choice. But did you think
last July or August?
But did you think twice about, maybe just not picking up the phone and say, it's too much. It's too much heartache, too much trouble. It almost reminds me of that Winger song, Heading for a Heartbreak. Maybe you were heading for a heartbreak if you were going to answer that phone call.
Well, since the last time Kid Mike was on here, I've changed, I'm with the fans now. I've
noticed that. I've noticed, you've been different.
The fans have my back. I have the fans back. And I'm a forgiving man now. So when he called, I was like, maybe this is our time to talk. Maybe we'll talk nationwide on Sportswire Radio.
Well, he was the pre-show. He was the pre-show coverage to Savio Vega, and a few days prior, we just had Rhino on. So he felt, I guess, that he had the world watching, and he felt that that's what he wanted. But I mean, did you think a lot about these last few months? And Hansen doesn't call, Hansen doesn't reach out, nothing. Did you think about this a lot the last few months?
So not at the moment, but when that phone call ended, I
Made you
I had
think?
a million thoughts going through my head. Like, am I gonna get my? Can we cuss on this station?
Yeah, you can. You can do it. You've been here
Okay.
before.
Am I gonna get my ass? Am I gonna
You've
get
been
my
here
ass
before.
kicked February 22nd, or am I gonna have my best friend back on February 22nd? So and
Maybe it was the haircut. Maybe the haircut was the beginning of the end for the friendship. I know he had the short hair by then, but I mean, maybe the haircut was what started the demise. I don't know.
maybe that could be very well. He dropped some new music. Maybe he got his
5 new
thoughts out on
albums.
his
YouTube
music.
channel is up every week. New videos. He's doing podcasts. He did a podcast somewhere, and they didn't know who he was, and and they were talking about him and different things. And I watched it faithfully. Not to quote the Journey song, but faithfully, your friendship with him didn't seem to mean what it was. It was almost like, to quote Winger. I can't believe I'm quoting Winger on Sportswire. The other day I quote Janet Jackson. Now I'm quoting Winger. And it seems like that friendship was heading for a heartbreak. It seems like it has been heading
Yes.
for a heartbreak until, I guess, well, you decided to pick up that phone last Tuesday night.
Like I said last week when I got the phone call, I hesitated a little bit and then I answered. And at the time I was like, oh, cool. He finally called me back after months and months and months of calling and texting and emails, Facebook messages. And, but like I said, afterwards, it was, can I really trust Van Hansen? Is Van Hansen going to do the right thing? Or is Van Hansen going to stab me in the back again and go back to his old ways? Maybe me dumping him on his head on top the casket did something to him.
Well, you know what? Maybe he's still corrupted Van Hansen, but that's going to segue into the poster that I see a lot of people here, and I have to talk about that. I have to talk about the poster because this is where it involves you, and you don't really have any. Well, you have a choice. I mean, but there really isn't much of a choice here. Let's pull the poster up here for the UR because we're going to be talking a lot about this the next couple of weeks on the Sports. I think we pretty much have somebody on the roster like every week until February 22nd. So we're going to talk about it here, but we have it, and it's basically for control of the company, Johnny Walker and the champion Eric X Black, and of course Mr. Black, a very accomplished wrestler, a man that has certainly done a lot in this circuit, but so is Mr. Walker, and Mr. Black had a few things to say on the Amplified YouTube channel, and maybe we'll pull the promo up in a few minutes, but I mean, you don't have a choice now. I mean, you're backed in a corner because you could very well lose control of the company that you've built, the company that you've loved, and the company that has meant everything to you here, sir. And
yes,
tell us about what we can expect and how you're feeling right now.
So, Eric Black, have you seen the YouTube video of me getting attacked?
I did see it, actually. I did.
And, Michael Bates taking my knee out, Killjoy helping him. And at the end of it is Eric Black laughing.
Well, he was having a good time, I guess. He was enjoying it. He was enjoying your pain.
That's what really hurt me because I was like, I didn't turn my back on them. I let them, they still wanted to be the bad guys. They wanted to, they didn't like the fans. And I didn't go after them. But then they attacked me. They came after me. And now here we have another one of my best friends, Johnny Walker, versus Eric Black. Biker's Chain, Amplified Heavyweight Championship on the line, and Enterprise, the company, on the line. But, Tom, I want to throw something else in the mix.
Sure, sir. Yes, sir. It's your show. Tell me.
Last February, I won a championship.
Fight for a Cure.
And yes, the first one. And I became the Enterprise Heavyweight Champion. And I told myself, as the owner, as the promoter, I would never be the champion.
Mm-hmm. I'm listening.
And so I think Johnny Walker and Eric Black is going to be such a good match that we shouldn't just have one title on the line. We should bring back this right here.
No, whoa!
Winner.
Is that what I think it is?
Winner walks away with both championship belts.
Whoa! So this
And
is
the
whoa!
owner of Enterprise Pro Wrestling.
Oh my goodness! Listen, this is more than rising devastation. I mean, Mr. Mike. I mean, not only we have the Amplified title on the line, we've got the Enterprise now title on the line. We've also got ownership of your company. I mean, are you sure you want to do this? I mean, this is by far.
Absolutely.
You know, I've done a show every day this year, figuratively and literally. I've done more than one show. I can't think of a stipulation that I've seen anywhere. And I've done stuff overseas. I've done stuff with the pros, obviously, Rhino and Savio Vega. I've done deathmatch, hardcore, you name it. You name a place in the country and in the world. This is the first one I've seen where we've got world titles and an ownership stipulation on the line. By far, this is the biggest match I've covered the entire year, literally by what's at stake. Are you sure you want to do this, sir?
Absolutely, because
you sure?
It gives Johnny Walker more to fight for,
and
it gives Eric Black so much to lose. And I'm going to love it on February 22nd when Johnny Walker saves Enterprise Pro Wrestling and walks away with 2 championship belts.
And we see one of those belts
heavyweight championship belts
last year, by the way. And I'm going to put the poster back up there. And I mean, 2 world titles on the line. You know, people talked about famously when Jericho won the WWF and the WCW titles all those years ago, became the undisputed champion. But this tops it because you've put ownership of your company on the line to boot with this. So, I mean, you don't feel more nervous or concerned because you just now really raised the stakes because you put the Enterprise Pro title right on the line there. I mean, that's got to make you even more nervous, don't you think?
No, I've seen Eric Black. You know, I'm not mentioning the company, but he was their champion for years, United States champion for years.
For a couple of years, pretty much.
Years.
Yeah. We're not going to go there.
When he won the Enterprise Livewire champion and was the champion for so long, I got to his head. And guess what? The king, as he likes to call himself, the Philadelphia.
He's Philadelphia. You know, he
went down. He cannot handle success.
Well, you know what? I know. You think maybe it's because he's been on places like GTS? Do you think it's because he's been in LTW and all these places, and maybe that's, you know, he's forgotten where he's come from? Maybe some would say
he's an egomaniac. I mean, literally. So when I throw this on the line, probably the only championship, one of the main championships that Eric Black has not held.
And he's held a lot of championships. He's held a lot of titles in his career, sir.
I don't think he'll be able to handle that success. So I think he's just going to fall right down. Johnny Walker is going to walk out victorious February 22nd. And I just know Johnny's a badass. He's one of my best friends who I can honestly say would not stab me in the back like.
But Van Hansen was one of your best friends, and he turned on you, and you're in this weird situation with him. Do you feel like Johnny won't do the same? You sure? Is that your final answer?
A biker's loyalty means way more to them than some YouTube idiots loyalty. And I'm only saying that, Van, I love you, but that's what you are right now. Until you can prove your loyalty back to me, that's what you are. You're a failed YouTuber, and Johnny Walker is a biker that has loyalty.
You know what? Maybe he's been too busy hobnobbing with Anton Nathan, who's trying to get the attention of Robert Irvine and Gail Kim, and maybe he should have focused back where his bread was buttered, I suppose, if that's what you're telling me right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure they're in the comments, you know.
We're going to get to them. We have a big chat tonight.
I can't see them, you know, I'm on with you, but I can feel it. I can feel Eric's and his feelings right now.
Well, I got an announcement from Mr. Black. You know what? I'm going to go right for the jugular because, you know, you're saying a lot about Mr. Black, and you're certainly saying a lot about Mr. Walker. But Mr. Black, as a matter of fact, Tuesday night in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the Enterprise Pro Wrestling World Heavyweight Championship may be on the line, but the Amplified Pro Wrestling Champion, Mr. Eric X Black, is live on Sportswire Radio, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, this coming Tuesday. The champ is here. He makes his debut to Sportswire Radio, and he's going to address some of the things you've said. He's going to address Mr. Johnny Walker, and he's going to be here live in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, and tell us why. Not only is he going to retain his Amplified Pro Wrestling World Championship, not only is he going to tell us why he's going to win the Enterprise Pro Wrestling World Championship, and also why he's going to be the owner of Enterprise Pro Wrestling. He's going to tell us all of it this coming Tuesday night, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. He's going to tell us all of it. I mean, you know, he's got to get his part of the story.
I'm gonna send my sincerest apologies to you for that.
Yes,
because
yes,
I know he's gonna come in here. He's gonna bash you. He's gonna bash everybody on here.
No, I don't think he's going to. No, I don't think he's going to. Well, first of all, I don't think he's going to do that now, especially, you know, I say this very humbly, that Mr. Manbeast, Mr. War Machine, and Mr. Vega, they made themselves quite at home on Sportswire. So I don't think that Mr. Black is going to the last podcast where he went to, you know, I'm a big fan of you, Mr. Black. Let's sit there and watch the match with Lawrence Spiral. I didn't watch the match, but we're going to watch it. No, he's coming here. He's coming here in prime time, you know, and we didn't pay for Rhino and Savio Vega. They reached out to us. I can show you the screenshot. So I believe
you.
I don't think that Mr. Black is going to come in here and do that. I think he's going to come in here. As a matter of fact, conversely, the opposite. He's going to tell us why he's going to win this winner-takes-all match, and he's going to have it all, and why people could be out of a job at Enterprise. Are you worried that you could not only be losing control of the company, could be out of a job at Enterprise? I mean, this is major ramifications. Are you concerned in any way, sir, about all this?
That's ran through my mind several times.
I would be. Could you imagine if somebody came on to here and said, you know, I'm thinking about taking over Sportswire and taking control of it? I'd be out of a job. I'd be, there goes the neighborhood. You know, I'd be the same way. I'd be thinking about it like there's no tomorrow.
But here's the thing, Eric, whether he gets control or doesn't, I feel like Eric needs me at Enterprise.
He does.
Now, he probably thinks otherwise. But I think he does. And if he fires me, we'll just have to see if another company will hire me.
Well, I think right now you want to stay in this company and control this company that you haven't before we do anything else.
I do.
And this is your
That's
Twitch
the wrong.
page.
That's the wrong Twitch. That's my wife's Twitch.
Oh shoot! Well, forget about that. But I'll give you. We'll put the other one up. Follow that one anyway. I'm going to put your Instagram page up, which is the right one here. So we'll put that up in a minute. But follow Mr. Mike's Instagram page. At least maybe I'll get an extra follower or two off that one. But there he is on Instagram. Go give him a follow. Check him out, and we'll be talking more about that while I put up the right Instagram page up here in a minute. But that is his Instagram page. Give him a follow. And you just heard it here. Not only is Johnny Walker and Eric X Black going to be now for the Amplified Pro Wrestling World Championships in control of Enterprise Pro, it's also going to now be for the control of the Enterprise Pro Wrestling World Heavyweight Championship. Boy, I mean, this is going to be one event. Like I said, you know, I've done a lot of wrestling this year. And this year alone, I probably did, 40, 50 shows. And of everywhere around the world, this is the one that has the most on the line because of the ownership and the 2 world titles. And, I mean, conversely, let's say Johnny retains control of you. You know, I have to ask this question because I see it in the chat. And I'm going to play peekaboo for a minute, and I see Mr. Black saying some things. I'm going to give you an opportunity to respond at least a bit on that before I do get back to the rest of the card, because I want to talk about the card and then as well. But let's say you retain control. Mr. Walker wins both world titles. Will you be conversely using your post kind of like right now a certain president is and trying to fire people and put them on furloughs and sending executive orders? Will you be doing executive orders and be attempting to fire certain members of the roster after a failed coup, maybe a failed attempt to take control of you? Or will you be not so much of that vindictive type owner?
No, here's the thing. I didn't fire Van Hansen. I haven't fired Eric Black.
We didn't see him, but we hadn't seen him for months, though. We didn't see him for months.
Right, but he still could have been fired. I could have sent him a letter to his door, even firing him, or a certified letter.
Right, duly noted.
And I firmly believe that you keep personal business outside of business. And if we have problems on a personal level, Eric, and you're still a good wrestler, I'm still going to have you on my show. And I hope Eric would still do the same.
Mm.
But I'm not sure that he would do the right thing.
Well, why would you say that? Why would you say that you wouldn't be so sure? I mean, we're going to find out Tuesday.
Eric's just a different guy.
Oh, I'm aware.
He's a miserable person. I mean,
he's been a successful wrestler. Maybe, as I said, going to these big places and showing up there and being in the CZW dojo, maybe that, I guess, has shaped him and changed him to be who he is. I don't know. I mean, what do I know?
It very well could have been. But, I mean, we'll have to see, after February 22nd. Who knows? I might not have a job on February 23rd, or I might be back.
Well, if you don't have a job, I mean, I would hire you. I would hire you. I mean, if you want, I will tell you this much, and I do want to make and we got the right Twitter here, and your missus did appreciate the shout. So it worked out. I got one extra follower, but this is your Twitch account. So go sub to Kid Mike's Twitch, and I got the right one up here. But I'll take you here. I'll pass the baton to you. You'll take over for me on Sportswire. I think we'll do better with you in charge. If by
I don't think so, man. I'm a big guy. I would get too winded doing that intro.
No, you want to laugh? My guest on Monday, Jake Dvorak, posted on his Instagram story. He said I was trying to get sleep, and then at 2:00 in the morning, he was woke up by my intro. That was funny. I laughed. I thought it was funny. So, that could be the case. But I do want to make the announcement, though, actually. I know Mr. Black's going to be here Tuesday, but I'm donating 2 tickets to the show coming up here. So I'm donating 2 tickets. So I know unfortunately I'm here in New York City and I can't quite get down there, but I would like to donate 2 tickets as we did last year for the Fight for a Cure show. I'm going to do the same thing. So if by some chance somebody wants to watch Mr. Walker or Mr. Black and the rest of the card, you have the opportunity to do so. So
if anybody wants to send inquiries to Amplified Wrestling Facebook or Enterprise Pro Wrestling Facebook, and if we get enough people, if we only get 2 people, you can win the tickets. But if we get a handful of people,
I'm sure you'll get a lot more than 2 people.
Right.
I don't think we're gonna have a problem with that. Trust me, dude. We're not gonna.
We could have a drawing or a trivia to give the 2 tickets out.
It's funny. I was in Manhattan. I was in this building and they actually had trivia night in the next door place, and I thought about it. I'm like, nah, I'm on Sportswire. I'll never go to that. I'm on Sportswire every night. But let's talk about some of the other cards. I'm going to get to the people in the chat. They want to talk about. I want to talk about a couple of other matches here that I really want to get to here, and I want to get your opinions on some of them. First, let me pull it up here for the chat. So let's do that here right now. I'm going to go and talk with somebody that I know very well that I think I'm very curious about your thoughts here. So we have here a match here for the Enterprise Pro Wrestling Live Wire Championship. We've got Victor Jones, a man that certainly Mr. Black has defeated in the past. Jacob Cassidy, a man I know very well. You've got YKIES, and YKey. He's definitely sexy and blessed, as he would say on his thing. There we got Mr. Seasend, I believe it is, right? Sickened. Well, looks like Seasend from there. But tell me what we can expect here coming up for the Live Wire Championship.
So Jacob Cassidy, Sickened, and YKeys are all, they can all 3 fly around the ring.
And you've helped Jacob do some training this past year. I've seen.
Yes, Jacob Cassidy has done tremendous in training. He's one of the most advanced.
And he was in GTS this past summer. He was in GTS. I saw him. It was Jay Luther was on the card. A bunch of guys. It was Sean Phoenix, Austin James that were actually in GTS. Congratulations to Jacob.
Yes, but them 3, as you can see, they're small guys. They can fly from the top rope. They can fly, just running from the rope, standing up, whatever. They're going to be doing high moves. But do not count out Victor Jones. He is like,
oh no.
he's like a Samoa Joe. He can fly around as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But my money, I'm gonna have to go with our trainee Jacob Cassidy on that one. I think Cassidy, he's been busting his butt the last year. He's getting trained. He's doing great at training. He's putting a lot of work in.
Rad Dad praised him, by the way. I had Rad Dad here. I had him here last month, but I had him here in September, right after the GTS run. And Rad Dad loved Jacob Cassidy. He praised him.
He's such a good worker, such a good dude.
Yep.
But yeah, and I mean, I'm not telling what to do, but Sickened, he's been around the business for so long. He would be another great guy, for Sportzwire to have on.
Oh, great. We'll get. I actually owe. You're not going to like it. I do owe Lydia Myers an appearance as well soon. I do owe. I have to be fair. Equal time. It's the equal standard law, like they say in the news. You have to have equal time for everybody, and have to have equal time. I'll move on here, but yes, we're excited about.
I'll be sure to watch that one.
I'm sure you'll watch it, but I'll tell you what I'm more excited about at the moment is to talk about that fatal 4-way match. It's going to be a great match. I can't wait for it, and that's that. I want to take this off because I want to get to a man that I didn't realize was wrestling on this card here. I didn't realize that was a thing because I had him here a few days ago, and apparently all of a sudden I see him, and he's a champion in West Virginia, and I'm kind of confused on this one. And you'll tell me the WDWA Mid-Atlantic champion, Mr. Anton Nathan, the SoundCloud sensation. You got him here, and you got him with Kurt Blair, Jimmy Alpha, and Sheik Akbar. I mean, what on earth are we expecting here? And Anton Nathan is going to maybe have a concert here also at the same time, or that's with Mr. Hansen maybe in control, not with
That's
you.
what Mr. Hansen wants.
I knew that one.
But so funny story. When we started, when I came off Enterprise, it was right before COVID. And February, we were supposed to have our first show. It was supposed to be a tournament for a trophy and everything else. And it got shut down. Well, I made a few phone calls. And in March, we just had a Facebook Live show. And Anton and Hansen actually were the very first Enterprise Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions. So it's a big return for Anton. He's done so much work in training, getting his body right.
Oh, he looks great. I mean, just legitimately,
himself, working in the gym, working in the.
He said. Do you know what he said here on Sunday's show? He said his goal, and he believes it'll happen. He just graduated college, first wrestler to come on there, literally right after graduating college. His goal is to be signed in the WWE ID program. And I believe him. I believe him, and I think he's got a great shot.
he has the potential to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. He could do it. And I think he might start here. He might start the tour here. And he won't be touring the Joshua Tree or the Wawa or the other places. And he's going to be here in Amplified and Enterprise's Rising Devastation show coming up.
So this match, going back to when we was first going to start, this match will be the winner of this match will receive the first spot in the Fusion Cup, which is the Amplified Enterprise Fusion Cup in March.
Wow.
So whoever wins this will be solidified first spot in the tournament.
Wow. You are certainly coming here with bombs. You are dropping bombs left and right here. Boy, you certainly made yourself a home here on Sportswire, and that's really exciting. And on top of that, you just announced a little while ago that we've got the Amplified, the Enterprise titles on the line, and control of Enterprise Pro Wrestling. Say that again several times. And I did want to make you laugh because speaking of Mr. Nathan, and obviously he's got quite a history with Mr. Hansen. And I know that Mr. Hansen is out there because I want to do a little something and I want to get your opinions on, because something tells me you know a little bit about this between those two individuals. But, once upon a time, they did actually, I guess they were trying to be Jay and Silent Bob. They might have been like 25 years too late, but I did want to actually pull up the photo for you and tell me, what you thought about it. So I'm going to pull it up.
This show was at SSW when they did tapings for COVID, and they did it. They did pretty good. I think you passed. Yeah, right there.
Yeah, well, I passed it, but I'm going to come back to it. But go ahead while you're saying. I think I'm behind. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so they did a really good job at playing Jay and Silent Bob, and it was very impressive. Honestly, the first time I met, not the first time, one of I think it was maybe the third or fourth time I met Anton. So, and it was the COVID show. Van Hansen's riding his skateboard out to the ring. And the person's place we was doing the show at, they had a mountain bike.
Oh God! Now we got it. Yeah, I got it.
And then the other one's right beside it. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you go the other way, one more.
Okay.
Right there it is. He put the mountain bike in the ring and started riding it in circles around the ring.
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, maybe they'll recreate that this coming 22nd of February. But
maybe and here's the thing: Anton's a great wrestler. He's a great entertainer.
He just beat Valerie Verman, who had a 4 million view match. He literally, no, it's no joke. She had a match with 4 million views on WDWA.
Wow!
And he beat her in the ring. Yeah, he's a somebody, and he wants Gail Kim's attention. Robert Irvine took her, but no, he wants a match with her though.
But yeah, that was one of the most funniest days, in COVID, which was a horrible time for everybody. So, and that was right at the beginning of COVID. So
yeah. In New York City, COVID was like I'm gonna say it before we get to the chat. I didn't eat in like a restaurant for like 2 years because it was like they had goofy rules here that like if you didn't have proof of vaccination, you couldn't go into the restaurant. You could only. It was like I went on a date.
Carry out only.
I went on a date once. I didn't wear a mask, and the girl was mad at me because I didn't wear the mask. COVID. I would rather be dead than go through COVID again. So we're not going down that road. We're not going down that road. But I do have something for you. I want to present it to you before I get to the chat because the chat wants to talk with you. But I figured since you're back here, and I know you really still want to put me in the ring. You want to put me through the ringer. I wanted to be, certainly extending an olive branch and certainly wishing you very well on the 22nd. But I did want to announce here it is Enterprise Pro Wrestling Day on all Sportzwire radio platforms. You have my John Hancock. You have the logo. You have the date. You have the Enterprise Pro Wrestling font. And I put it together, and I hope that you'll take it as a token of appreciation. And we thank you for coming on, and welcome back to Sportswire. And although you technically did come back last week, but officially, formally welcome back. But here we go. You've got my certificate. I'll give you the physical copy when we're off the air. And, congratulations.
As you can see, I have a wrestling collection behind me, so that'll go right up on the wall with that stuff.
Well, you know what? I appreciate that you're going to do it right above the wall as Mr. Hansen's. He did his on the side. Let's get to the chat because Mr. Hansen, I know, is probably getting upset. We got a lot of people here. They want to talk with you. Well, let's talk with them because they don't want to hear me talk anymore. So let's go. Zilla is here. Zilla is the first one here. Sometimes she's first, sometimes she's second, but she would like to say hello. And she loves, likes, respects, and appreciates Kid Mike. That is a mouthful, and we agree. Thank you, Zilla, very much for that. What time is it supposed to start? Well, it started, so we're here, and maybe
Mad Dog, we're here.
Well, maybe you'll come on Sportswire, very soon. And my guest Friday, who is going to go into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame alongside you, Mr. Cato, the controversial one. He's had some skirmishes with this guy, Jimmy Controversy. Most people would know. So he's, instead of beating up Jimmy Controversy, he's back on Sportswire Friday at 9. So that'll be good. Cato will be here. My buddy, Mr. Ed Pizzo of Dooley.com. Ed is trying to be the new Dixie Carter, the new Tony Khan, and that guy, Vince McMahon, before Janelle Grant of our circuit. Ed Pizzo. He has it's called Dooley.com. I'll put it up.
Who's Vince McMahon?
Oh yeah, you know what? Just some figment of my imagination. I might have like a corporate Vince McMahon toy somewhere in my basement or my attic. I don't know. Maybe we have one of those toys still. But Ed is wanting to change our landscape. As we know, he's got a thing called Dooley.com, and he wants basically people to challenge, and people will vote on certain challenges. He's put a lot of time and effort into it. He's a big supporter of mine, a big supporter of all the wrestlers here. And if you like to check out his website and see what's ahead in the future, that's his link. And maybe we'll do some more stuff with it. Thank you, Ed, for your support over the years. There you go. Yep. Hello to Mad Dog Dan Moore. Mr. Van Hansen. We're going to get some more people in the chat. The Bates Express is here. Hello. Good to see you. Good to see you.
The one that attacked me and took my knee out.
Well, do you want to say anything to him? That's why I was trying to say like hello and, almost. Nothing. Move
I'd
on.
rather not. I'd rather
Next
not
comment.
say what I
Next
have to
comment.
say
Next
on-
comment. Next comment. Yep, we love, like, and appreciate Mr. Hansen, but that friendship that you had with him is not the same. I learned that friendship is
Yes,
definitely not
yes.
the same. Thank you for that. My buddy, Mr. Darkron, who's here next Friday night, would like to say hello to everybody. Mr. Kron is getting ready to return to the ring. He's a fan of Van Hansen and Kid Mike, so that's good. We love to see fellow wrestlers supporting each other. And I know somebody you're not a fan of at all, Raina Black. You are not a fan of Raina Black. I just know that's without saying not a fan. But the other Black will be here on Tuesday, so
I'd rather deal with Raina than Eric.
Would you rather deal with Lydia or Raina? Next question.
Next question.
I've been using that line a lot, and people seem to like it. Yep, we're jamming his music. We are, and I did, Mike. Yep, he did. Well, Mr. Hansen's response is conventionally, I was in a casket. Takes a long time to break out of the ground.
Probably didn't have phone service. That's what its excuse is going to be. Don't have phone service 6 feet under.
I thought that we've had technology with so many, all technologies improved and advanced, all these different inventions that you would have had it. I just would have thought, wait a minute. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles had phone service because they were always getting pizza. The Domino's guy, they always found a way. They had phone service in there. Remember watching the very first Ninja Turtles movie? They had phone service in there. So I think they could have phone service 6 feet under. Ed wants to duel it out. Well, you never know. Stay tuned. I know who this is. We're gonna say, please go there. Meaning, I think you know
Amanda
who.
Lisa.
Well,
that's Lydia.
No, I didn't know. Nope,
No?
that's somebody that might know who Lydia is, but it's not Lydia. Just saying. Boo, Lydia, boo. I don't. Who's Lydia Myers? I don't see Lydia Myers there. But you got a new tag partner. Okay. Speaking of people,
Dan Moore. I'm going to be tagging with Dan Moore.
More than Van Hansen, because Van Hansen obviously doesn't talk to you anymore. Speaking of people that I always like talking to, Mr. Ace Christian is all over the place, and Ace Christian would like to say hello. He's going to Iowa. He's going to here and there.
Yes, congratulations on going to Iowa.
Yeah.
Ace Christian's going to be back, I believe, Enterprise and Amplified in April and March, I believe.
I was talking with Ace, and maybe Ace will quote me if he's still. I think he's in upstate New York, or he did upstate New York, and I think he's coming back or something like that. We were talking about this the other day, and good to see Ace. I would like to see Ace. Well, then you could have cursed. I gave you the green light.
You told me I could.
Although it's funny. I'm going to break the fourth wall. I actually, because I this comes up a lot, and we didn't implement it for tonight's show, but I actually bought one of those bleeper things out. I bought one. You go beep beep when somebody cursed. I actually bought it, but I didn't have time to plug it in tonight. But for next show, that'll probably come in handy. But boo Ace Christian, boo, and boo you, Dan. And the champ is here, Eric X Black. Mr. Black will be here Tuesday, 8:00, and the champ.
Come on, man, that's not nice to say in the comments. Come on.
Well, you know what? He's obviously knows he's on the family show. The champ is here. Yep. And I'm not going to call anybody a fake cowboy. And then Lydia Myers is here, and that's a good question. I don't know what was a good question, but the chump Eric Black. That's a term for you.
There's the man, Johnny Walker.
Well, Johnny's the champ. You got a lot of faith in Johnny. You got a lot of faith in him.
A lot. He's going to be double champing it after February 22nd.
Okay. But can Hansen trust you?
Yeah, Hansen can trust me. I never turned my back on Hansen. Hansen turned his back on me, like you turned your back on me and Hansen.
But you put him 6 feet under, some would say.
I had to do what I had to do.
Duly noted. Touche. There's no choice. Yeah, basically, you have no choice in the matter here, basically. I'm going to be your Huckleberry Walker. I'm still a little steamed about being buried, but I'm forgiving. You know how long it takes to crawl out of the ground, and it wasn't on Sportswire, but it was actually on someone else's podcast. Mr. Hansen, he referenced he had a little bit of an issue in that casket. I'm not going anywhere further to say because this platform gets views. But
I gotta watch that interview now.
Yeah, watch that one because this one. Oh, I'm not. If I bring it up here, there'll be World War III. So we're not going to do that. I'm not on this platform. No. Not after the big names come. We did celebrity sports yesterday. I'm trying to venture into the world of celebrity sports by the celebrity flag football and. I don't know. Celebrity flag football. Maybe we'll do like an enterprise amplified celebrity flag football game, but only Van Hansen will be 6 feet under. As for Lydia, I'll have more to say about her some other time when the time is right. Okay, fair. And it will be ours, the company. That's what Raina would like to say. The company will be theirs. That is not going to happen. That's not going to happen. I walked into that. Van Hansen says, we stand with Johnny Walker. We stand with Johnny. I stand with Johnny.
We'll see if you stand with Johnny.
He said we stand with him, though. He said we stand.
Actions speak louder than words.
All right. Duly noted. Eric is not going to win. Well, it's what he can't think of the right words to say, huh, Hansen? I would say do wop, and do wop. The Hansen.
He loves that song. He loves that song.
I'm surprised he and Anton didn't try to cover one of those Hansen songs. There's no proof we did anything. The attack.
Oh, the attack? There. So why is Eric at the end of the video laughing?
Maybe he just was having a good time. Maybe he was having a good time. Maybe he was just, feeling that he was in a great mood. But I'll tell you what I want to do before I get to some more comments. I do want to plug the Amplified Wrestling YouTube channel because this is where you can watch some of the stuff. And I like people to hit this. I got a lot of people here. I see a lot of people from the Sportswire regular crowd. If you're here, do me a favor. Go hit a sub button for Amplified Wrestling. You can see Enterprise and Amplified stuff on there.
Yes, please.
Yes, hit the sub button. Trust me. Hit the like button. Hit the sub button for Amplified stuff. You're going to be seeing a lot of Amplified Enterprise Wrestling coverage here the next few weeks. And I would really appreciate it if you hit a sub button there. So thank you.
That's where you can watch me put Van Hansen in a casket.
I could put that match up, but out of respect of Mr. Hansen, I know he's here. I'm not going to do that because you need Mr. Hansen. Or maybe you don't need Mr. Hansen, but I'm not going to do it, though. There's no proof it was me. It was too dark to tell.
I see. I my eyes aren't that bad, man. I can see you. I can hear your voice. Bates. Here's a backstory with me and Bates. Most of my tattoos came from Michael Bates' dad. So when I was even my dad. So when my dad and when I was younger, my dad, was getting a tattoo.
Yeah.
Me and Michael Bates were playing with wrestling figures at the age of 10 and 12. You know what I mean? Together. And for him to backstab me too, that's the one that hurts the most. We've known each other since we were in diapers. Our parents have known each other for years. And for him to stab me in the back like that.
Didn't see that one coming, huh?
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
All those figures you played with, Dad, getting tattoos, and then he went to the other side. I mean, to quote the Red Hot Chili Peppers, he take me to the other side, and
it just goes. You can know someone your whole life, and in a matter of minutes, wish you didn't know them at all.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna say we'll go to the next comment, which you won't like. West End Walker. This is my block now, boy. This is my block now.
I'm sure you'll have a lot to say on your.
I can't wait for Tuesday at 8. Get the popcorn ready. Get the pop. I actually don't like to have popcorn before I go on the air because one time I had, for whatever reason, I had a couple of popcorns and I almost choked on air. and you would have took over Sportswire. Then you would have had Sportswire, which would have been good for you. But some people would be happy about that. Mr. Hansen would like to say to Miss Myers, not quite. You'll hear from me first. Don't worry. We can make some sort of an agreement, if you will. Well, not if I get Miss Myers on before Mr. Hansen, which that might be a possibility before the 22nd. Keyword was. You were the champ. Purple. Evil emojis. Yes, bring it back. For once, Lydia likes something you said. So a rare sign of agreement.
Well, maybe Lydia can come to Murder City.
I don't know about that, considering that history. But Ed thinks it'll be a duel. First so far. when we save the company, got a lot of comments. I got to get through a lot of comments here. After I win, Dan Moore. You see, now I asked you this question, and Mr. Black is already saying that he's going to fire Dan Moore, and you might be next. And he's already saying that he's going to fire people. Whereas I asked you that question, and you were like, you weren't going to use your power in that way.
Well, here's the thing. If Eric Black fires me, you might damn well see another invasion.
All right, duly noted. LOL. He knows I will not lose this company. There's Mr. Walker. And you stand with him, Hanson. Double G O. Oh, gone. That's what he's saying. Double G, double O-N-E, gone. That's what he's saying. The both of you are going to be G-O-N-E.
But you notice he hasn't said he's going to fire me yet.
Well, we have more comments to get through. What would all the Star Wars nerds say? The company's coming to the dark side. Old man's future is now. Clown.
Next.
Okay, next. Yeah, I'll go next. Man, I don't even work there anymore, Eric Black. Mr. Hanson don't work there no more. Mr. Hanson, you know what? Before I move on, now I asked Mr. Hanson last week about wrestling again. We don't know. Obviously, there's a lot of things that could play into it. Do you think Mr. Hanson will ever wrestle again? Do you think his wrestling career days are behind him, and now he's gonna, maybe try to revive his failed career as a YouTuber? So, do you think that that's where he's gonna put all his efforts on, go on podcast where nobody's tuned in except for this one? And do you think that that's where he'll put his energy toward, or you think that his wrestling career is over? Never say never, kid, huh?
A wrestler's career is never over.
I heard Ric Flair wants one more match still. He wants one more match.
Yeah,
CM Punk referenced Hulk Hogan being in the Royal Rumble. I mean, so who knows? Never say never, kid.
Never say never. I mean, perfect. Another example. CM Punk left that company for how long? Years.
10 years. Yeah.
Nobody ever thought he would come back, and look now.
AEW. Jeff Jarrett wants to win the AEW world title. I mean, TNA and WWE together. But Van Hansen's career, though, I still say it's over. I still say Van Hansen, the V to the H, is going to be focused on, reviving his career as a middling YouTuber. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, YouTube makes more money than independent wrestling. If you do it right.
Probably. I mean, I can tell you my YouTube and Facebook earnings monthly are probably what independent wrestlers get. So yeah, I mean, but then again, I don't need the money though. The good news is I don't need the money. People might say I might be in the world of Tony Khan and Dixie Carter, but not quite. But you get the point. Never once a brother, always a brother. So he said, you guys are always the same. Good, Johnny. And Raina's laughing. Raina's definitely laughing. Nice to meet you, Eric Black, and nice to meet you, Johnny Walker. EPW, Enterprise Pro Wrestling. Yes,
I don't know who you are, but thank you.
Enterprise Pro Wrestling, yes, and follow Enterprise Pro Wrestling. Hi to Lydia Myers. All of it. Raina really wants all of it. I think I got it. Raina and Eric, they want control. I got that. And Van Hansen again reiterates, we stand with Johnny Walker. And I told you, MFers are getting fired. And Lydia says hello. I've seen her in the chat.
If you fire me, there'll be hell to pay.
Never forget whose company's belt you have, Eric Black. Well, what does that mean? I guess Hansen and Black. I don't know. Eric Black with the threats of firing people already. Been in a similar situation. I'm not scared. I guess Eric Black and Donald Trump have a lot in common. Next question. Don't mean anything politically. Don't mean anything politically toward that, good or bad. Just was looking at the news, But follow Mike on it. No, seriously. I really don't mean anything toward that. But follow Kid Mike in the meantime on Instagram. Kid Mike's the greatest of all time, by the way. You might be. You're in the discussion. And enter. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hello?
What's up?
Oh,
wow. We got another phone call on Sportswire. Hi, nice to meet you.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. We're live right now.
Oh, great.
Yeah, we're live.
I jumped off. Wanted to give my call. Watching these comments that I was watching here, Mike, I don't know if we can trust Hanson. We will see. Because, I am a biker and we have a different code. Once a brother, always a brother. And Hanson
Told you.
destroyed that with what he did. And we got Black on here running about that he's going to take over the company. You know damn well that there's no way in hell that I'm going to allow that to happen. He's going to have to kill me.
Whoa! Mr. Walker
Ooh.
said he's going to have to be killed to be or not to be. Boy, oh my goodness, Mr. Black. Oh, I can't wait for Tuesday. Mr. Black is here, and oh my goodness, it's good.
Make sure you tune in to Eric's on Tuesday.
You know what?
Pain in my hands.
You might be fighting to the death.
For years, you put a chain in a biker's hand, it's a lethal weapon. You know, I need to be careful what I say because it could be a little racist, but I'm going to wrap that chain around his neck and hang that man.
Oh, seriously, we don't want that. We don't want any trouble.
Ooh.
We don't want
Well,
that.
hey, brother, I'm going to get back one here. Make sure you come back in.
Mr. Walker. Mr. Walker, we'll see you
Thank
soon.
you, bro.
Mr. Walker, seriously, it's 2025. Yeah, I would say, kids, don't try this at home. Cover your ears. Forget it ever
Cover
happened.
your ears. Send your children to bed early.
Send them to me. They want to send me to bed still, but that's not going to happen yet. Being called a failed YouTuber by a failed streamer is rough, meaning your career as a Twitch streamer, I suppose.
Hey, I just started streaming, so I ain't failed.
All right. And Lydia's going, by the way. Lydia's going if they win. So maybe you want that.
Bad decision. Already bad decisions, and they have not taken over.
Walker is going to beat the goofy F out of Eric Black. He might. I don't know. Well, we'll find out. Eric will say what he wants on Tuesday. Can't get rid of me that easily, boo. And don't worry, we'll talk. Okay, what else we got here? I wouldn't go there. Well, I remember when we went there. Oh, I think with Mr. Myers, I will have my people call your people. Womp womp. We got the right Twitch account. Follow that on Twitch. Who else we got here?
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Have them call my lawyer, Dr. Peter Whisker. Dennis G is currently off the table. Yeah, we spoke about this last week on the show as well. So obviously his legal team.
Dennis G is off the table.
Spoke about that last week on the show.
I must have missed that last week, but that might bring our friendship back together, bro. That might. Dennis Dennis caused a lot of problems between us, and if you get rid of Dennis G, we might be able to call ourselves brothers again.
And Eric Black remind you, though, you were supposed to be my brother. You were supposed to be my brother.
But I did not turn my back on Eric. He had people attack me first. So what you get is what you get, man.
Well, I do want to tell people here that coming up before we get to more comments, it will be the Amplified Enterprise Pro Wrestling's latest show called Rising Devastation. The Hall of Fame ceremonies will take place starting at 5 o'clock Eastern Time. The main event will see Johnny Walker in a biker chain match for the ownership of Enterprise, the Enterprise Pro Wrestling and Amplified Pro Wrestling World Heavyweight Championships against Eric Black, who's the current Amplified champion. You're also going to see some other people that have been on this platform: Jacob Cassidy, Anton Nathan. You're going to see Sicken, Kurt Blair, Raina Black, I'm sure will be there, a slew of other superstars. Victor Jones, Jay Luther. It's a long list of other people that will be there. And you can go to Amplified Wrestling's Facebook page to buy a ticket. And shout out to Aaron Jones, the real boss man, for creating the graphic. He does a great job in graphics, by the way, to break the
wonderful job.
Aaron Jones might be the best in graphics. I mean, he literally might be the best.
Hey, you never know.
He might be. I mean, I certainly would put my money on him. And we appreciate that, although that wasn't intended. The right thing varies in the eye of the beholder. Okay.
Well, in all fairness, I'm still in charge of Enterprise.
For now, though. You got 23 days, 24 days, something like that. 24 days, 23 and a half.
So if Raina wants to push her luck, I could always ban Raina from the arena.
Well, she could. Well, I'm donating 2 tickets. Who's to say she's not one of the people that wins the ticket? Stay tuned. Can you not allow someone to have a ticket? Is there when you guys run these shows? That might be your way to.
If there's legal reasons, like if they've started problems in the past, or somebody has a restraining order or something like that.
Maybe a
That has
carve out.
never happened. I hope it never happens.
Well, I like to see Rainer attend the show, and can't trust anyone who isn't from Philly. Although but you know what though? I am rooting for the Philadelphia Eagles over the Kansas City Chiefs. Though I am telling you right now, I am rooting for the Philadelphia Eagles over the Kansas City Chiefs.
I don't know if I'm watching the Super Bowl. I hate both teams.
Well, you know what? Technically on Sportswire, I'm a hypocrite because last night I said we're only watching celebrity flag football on June 1st. But yeah, I'll be watching the Super Bowl. Don't listen to that episode. But can't trust anyone. Yeah, DTA. C send. Who else we got here? We got a lot of comments here. I'm way behind on the comments. I might just run through comments the whole evening. C send.
Oh yeah, we're way behind. Damn.
People are want to talk to you tonight. My money's on Victor Jones. That's a good point. Raina Black over Lydia Myers. We know the history there. As much as I hate his ego, got to go with Jacob Cassidy. Had a great run. Zilla's a fan of Anton Nathan from Sunday's episode. He's
a
back
fan of everybody.
She is. Well, she got in trouble with Anthony Steele on that a few weeks ago, and that was an interesting. We're not going to go there, but that's
We're not going to go there.
Definitely not. He's here on Saturday. He'll have a lot to say as he always is. No, Funk and Punk were first.
That's right. Funk and Punk were the first tag champions, and you guys dethroned them. I believe the next show.
Yeah, I figured it out. Originally, I wanted to do Macho Cloud and Hulk Hansen. Yes, Anton is awesome. Van Hansen is awesome. Okay, who else we got here? Imagine those beautiful. Yeah, I really, to be honest, I'm not going there, but I wore a mask like once. I just didn't want to do it. I just didn't do it. Yeah, so we're not going to go there because people will lose viewers. Yes, happy Enterprise Pro Wrestling Day. Thank you, Zilla, for that. Yep, thank you for that. Yep, go to Dooley. Who else we got here in the chat? Hello. Yep, hello to Zilla. I'm not important enough for Mikey. Everyone loves me. You did what? No worries, kid. I got this. Oh, my buddy, Mr. Judas here, the evil angel from the neighboring state in Ohio. Hope everyone's having a good night. Love seeing Kid Mike in prime time on Sportswire. That's very nice of Mr. Judas, the evil angel.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Good to see that some of the Sportswire brethren are here. Not everyone. Bro, do I look like Raphael to you? Oh, THB. Oh, I did the reference with the turtles, and he thought, no.
Yeah.
I need to get my eyes. You know what it is? I got like 20 lights in my background, and clearly they're getting to my eye. So yeah, probably. Yeah, I don't think you look like Raphael, but you do look a little bit like Corey Feldman with longer hair. But that's a different show. He voiced Donatello. That's Felina, not Lydia. Okay, thank you, Judas. Who else we got here? The service 6 feet under is hit or miss.
She would know. She would know.
I figured that. I walked into that. Double championing it. Darkron is back in the house. Yep. And speaking of people here, Mr. Justin Parsley, the honorable Hall Monitor Grace Youth is present. Hope he's feeling better. Mr. Parsley was sick the last few days. I hope he's doing better. He's obviously our Hall Monitor here on Sportswire Radio. He's the PWF champion. And before I break in the action, I got to wish a happy birthday to a good friend of mine and my nearby home communities, Mr. Heshi Tischler. Heshi Tischler, it's his birthday today. My employer sometimes, I hosted a radio show, co-hosted his show with him, the Just Enough Heshi show. For 7 months we did it. He wants me to come back every day, but I'm on Sportswire with you. So I'll have to tell Mr. Tischler that maybe next year, maybe in the next
birthday. Happy birthday.
But it's Heshi's birthday today. Heshi is also running for city council here in the neighborhoods of Bensonhurst, Borough Park, Gravesend, Flatbush, and Midwood. And I hope Heshi is having a great day. I hope it's just enough of a happy birthday for you. I hope you have a roast beef sandwich at Essence on Coney Island Avenue. And thank you for your support. Thank you for your friendship. And Heshi was on Sportswire for my birthday not too long ago. And hope you have a great day, sir. Thank you for all you do for us here in Southern Brooklyn. Thank you for all that you do here in our communities. And we'll see you soon. And March 25th, Mr. Tischler will be on the ballot. But in the meantime, go out there and give a follow to Amplified Wrestling on YouTube. Hello to Mr. Parsley. I tried to tell you Michael Bates went full corrupted. Old phrase and term. They have no loyalty, kid. No honor. No loyalty.
None.
Okay, thank you for that. Yep. Ben Hansen got buried again. Maybe Hansen painted himself black. Painted black. Dun, 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 dun. Rolling Stones there for you. Isn't it past this biker's bedtime? Geatric Ward closes at 7. Actually, that's I'm not going to say it on the air. We'll leave it at that.
She would know.
He's going to kill the Philadelphia Cowboy.
Yes.
Told you he ain't no cowboy. I'm going to dog walk his tricycle riding ass. Boy, I can't wait for Tuesday. I cannot wait for Tuesday at 8. Boy, I cannot wait for Mr. Black to be on
It's going to be
Sports
a
Bar.
good one.
I tell you what, it's going to be, you know what? I'm going to say it. I'm going to say this very humbly. It's going to not come across humbly. Mr. Black's last podcast where he was watching a match that had no commentary to it, this will blow that one out of the water. Trust me. There will be a lot of fireworks, a lot to talk about. This will be one for the ages. And yeah, that'll be better than Mr. Black's last podcast appearance. I'll put my life on that. Mr. Kron's watching this. Thank you for that. Oh, I got another guy I owe an appearance to. The pit's opened all night. A lot of people I owe an appearance to. Here we go, more people. There'll be a few of us bikers in the crowd. Now, is that what we're counting on here in the main event? That maybe you've got some surprises, some help that we can't talk about? Is that what we're saying here?
So let's leave this comment up a little bit.
Okay, we'll leave it up. We'll leave it up for a bit. Okay.
So this makes me feel good about this match coming up. Makes me have a little stress off of my shoulders. Considering this man right here is going in to the Enterprise Amplified Hall of Fame on February 22nd, Grayson Knapp, which is Michael Bates' father.
Well, first of all, congratulations. And we look forward to the ceremony, which started at 5 o'clock, I believe 5 o'clock Eastern time. Congratulations on going into the Hall of Fame, and a well-deserved accomplishment. And that might give you, as you said, some confidence here going into the big match on the 22nd.
Yes, definitely does. Thank you, Grayson.
And thank you for all that you do for our sport. Thank you for all that you've done for us here. And congratulations. And there's the poster there. And it's going to be a biker chain match here. And I think it's the biggest match I've covered the entire year because of what's on the line, the stakes. Like I said, and I say this, Kid Mike, and I've had on everybody literally from around the world. I have not had a match the entire year where you've got not one, but two world titles on the line, and now ownership of a company. The stakes here are they're high. I mean, the stakes are definitely high, and that's why I can't wait to be talking about this show coming up, Rising Devastation from Amplified and Enterprise Pro Wrestling over the next few weeks. And yes, Hall of Fame. There you go. What happens to me? I was supposed to murder the king of Murder City. I need some fun. I mean,
okay. So I have something for you, Mr. Bates. This is another bomb I'm going to drop about the show. You see, I was gonna cut a promo this weekend and post it on the Enterprise page, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it here. Michael Bates, you'll still be in a First Blood match, but since you decided to take me out, I have a messed up knee. I can barely walk, so I can't wrestle. I'm not cleared. However, where me and your daddy come from, we both trained at the House of Pain Wrestling Federation.
John Rambo,
John Rambo. And you see, John Rambo is also being inducted into the Hall of Fame February 27th.
Well deserved. I mean, Mr. Judgment's career is owed to John Rambo. That tells you what he's meant.
Yep. And so you're going to have a mystery opponent, another House of Pain alumni. I'm not going to mention names. It could be a return. It could be a debut. But they will also be managed by the man himself, John Rambo.
Whoa!
Yes.
Whoa, the legendary John Rambo is going to be managing this mystery opponent. Whoa!
Yes, sir.
And
this is his return. This is Rambo's return to McConnellsburg, PA. See, Rambo used to run shows in the same school that we're running our shows in.
McConnellsburg Elementary School. 151 East Cherry Street. Wow, what a small world. What a small world.
Yep, he used to run shows in there, so I've been wrestling there since my beginning. And he's coming back, to make sure Mr. Bates don't do that cheating stuff that he likes to do.
Well, you know what? This is a reason why. You got to be there. And get this, ladies and gentlemen. Tickets are only $15. Now think about this. I went to the movies not too long ago. I saw the Bob Dylan movie. I saw Sonic. I saw all these movies in one shot, and I paid, I don't know, $25, $30, IMAX, 3D, but all you have to pay to see some of the very best wrestlers in Pennsylvania and elsewhere, $15. Listen, $15 is going to go a long way. You're going to have a great day of action. There is nothing to me like pro wrestling, live pro wrestling. You are getting that here coming up with Enterprise and Amplified Pro Wrestling's Rising Devastation. The tickets are $15. Doors open at 4. Hall of Fame ceremony starts at 5. Bell time is 6 o'clock. It is going to be an action-packed full of show of matches. You've also got so many other matches that we're going to be talking about. Anton Nathan's in action. We're just here on Sportswire Radio. On Sunday, we've got Madman Brando against Sean Raymond. That's another match here. It's going to be on the card. I mean,
two very, very well veterans.
Yes.
Been doing it for
Irish
years.
Renegade, right? The Irish Renegade, Sean Raymond.
Yes,
I know
sir.
him very
Yep.
well. Absolutely. Been around a long time, for sure. A fellow Irishman. That's how I knew him. He was Irish. No, seriously. He's been around a long time. That's going to be another great match. Jacob Cassidy's going to be in action for the Live Wire Championship. Victor Jones. A lot of big names here, and we're very excited to be supporting it. I'm donating 2 tickets, and I hope you have a chance to go there. The Hall of Fame list is going to be Raina Black. Congratulations. Although, for a minute, congratulations. For a minute. Johnny Walker. Congratulations. Titan. Hal Litzer. Congratulations. The late, great Pork Chop Johnson. God bless and God rest his soul. Of course, John Rambo, a man that goes without saying. I mean, he is a man that's meant, a lot. And he's also in many ways responsible for a lot of the talent that you see on this platform because of Mr. Judgment. A lot of the guys that have, Brandon Costelli or, wings of that, I guess you could say Chase Wakefield, but, certainly Mr. Ace Christian, but a lot of I know Chase Wakefield, speaking of which, for a second, have you been invited to Chase Wakefield's wedding or what? I mean, have you got the invite and,
no invite.
Now, he and Van are supposed to have this, great friendship, but even Van didn't get an invite. I was curious. I mean, did you do something to him in training? Did you try to break his bones? He didn't have much bones.
Here's the thing. He wanted to. He said, "Mike, I want to use your guys' ring."
Yeah, I heard the story.
Show. And I said, "Yeah, man, just let me know." I see all these matches, all these flyers for this bull crap, and he don't have no ring yet. So, if my ring's there, I'll be there.
So I guess then. Who knows? Maybe he won't even have a show. Silas Walker interrupted him and didn't even think he'd make it to August. The way, I say it all the time because he's become a regular on Sportswire. He's going to turn into like the John Wick movies where they're all going to come after him and kill him, and he ain't going to make it.
He ain't going to be there. Hell, his wife might pile drive him before the wedding.
She's the one that wants this more than him. I say it every night on Sportswire. Janie wants this more than him.
Yeah.
What does that say about Wakefield? How long does he last in that? He's definitely punching way above his, his pay grade. You know that. Right?
Well, I mean, have you seen he ain't punching much of nothing. He's the size of a piece of paper.
Well, I mean, you've seen him, you've trained him, and we've seen him here. Raina knows all too well about fans who start something. That was crazy. Yeah. Fly Eagles fly. I'm glad somebody agrees with me on that. And I think Sicken wins. Johnny definitely wins. So we're getting Sicken and Johnny to win. All right, maybe. My friend, Mr. James Taylor, the ROBW owner, the Stone Cold TikTok influencer, is here. I'd like to say hello. How you doing, James? How you doing? How's everybody doing? Doing great. Cromboopus
Michael.
This is why I can't pronounce it. Cromboopulus Michael. We're gonna go with it here. It's been crazy in it. Yeah, you know what? You had a lot of people here tonight. Way more. You know what? You seem to be more popular than Hanson. Hanson was here, and he was the Savio Vega pre-show coverage, and you should have been the pre-show coverage.
Appreciate that. The whole club will be there.
Well, the whole club will be there. Yeah, that's if he walks out of the Hall of Fame. Brotherhood of Bikers for life. My uncle's a biker. I should let him know this, but I don't know if he's still riding a bike. He's like 80. Maybe he's like on the tricycle that Eric Black was talking about. Pop off. Hello to James. Okay. He's actually a wrestling fan. My uncle is actually a wrestling fan, but I don't think he's watched me. I don't know. Hopefully it's doing, that's where most of the clowns come from, is the House of, okay. Thank you. I read the comment. I read the last part. Watch the alumni be Doink the Clown. Yeah.
Doink the Clown is dead.
Well, which one? There's several Doink the Clowns.
The original.
Okay, all right.
I'm a firm believer. If the original person who played a masked character like that classes, everybody should just let
Well,
it go.
I
And
mean,
they should.
we're here with Kid Mike, of course, the man for now who owns Enterprise Pro Wrestling. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce. You have voice figuratively and literally where all wrestling matters. If you're on Sportswire Radio, hit the sub button for us here at Sportswire Radio 65.7, and please support Amplified and Enterprise Pro Wrestling, Facebook, YouTube, Amplified Wrestling. Also, I'm donating 2 tickets to the show coming up here on February 22nd and Tuesday at 8 o'clock. The Amplified Pro Wrestling champion Eric X Black is here, so you will not want to miss that one. And we'll probably have on, Miss Myers will be here eventually before that. And I know that Mr. Hansen will be here before the 22nd, the week of, but maybe we'll find a way to maybe, do something with you again. But in the meantime, hit the sub button for us, and we'll go through the rest of the comments here. But who else we got? Okay. Yeah. Oh, my point on Doink the Clown. Yeah, I think after the original one, Doink the Clown didn't matter much. It was the first one was great. It had a real authenticity, and then when they had like the Brooklyn Brawler play it and whoever else played it, it was
There's so many.
yeah. Well, they want to keep the name alive. 3/4 to the Tri-State owns their career to Rambo. I think he just screwed the pooch. Well, that's why we're honoring him now. I owe mine to Rambo in a way. Our whole and I think that was kind of my point. A lot of people that have come on here and because of the tree of Rambo owe themselves to Rambo. I was done. He told you invited me to come to see it. I chopped a hole in Wakefield's chest. Does he even have it?
Yes, he did.
Was that one of the videos? Was that one of the videos we played? Was that Johnny chopping on Wakefield? Maybe that was one of the ones we played here once. I don't remember, but Wakefield looks like
It happened at IWL, and it was an attack.
Okay.
And Johnny overhand chopped Wakefield, and it just echoed throughout the whole damn fire hall. It sounded like a gunshot.
If it makes you feel better, like half of my platform that comes on wants to do the same thing to him because they haven't been invited to his show. So, I'm sure that there's
I want
to
take his scrawny little neck and just.
He makes me look like I don't know, like Roman Reigns in weight. Mosh pit is how you do. I knew that. I'll take a ticket just in case. Well, see, I did. There was my carve out. I want to say hello to my buddy here from the UK who's up at 2:47 in the morning. See, you never know who you get on Sportswire Radio. Mr. Casey Jack Bradley, who's just made his formal. I mean, he's been in the ring before, but his formal return there in Bradford in the Fountains Church. And Triple H will be inducted in the WWE Hall of Fame. Congratulations to him. Yes. And EPW as Killjoy the Clown. And also the House of Pain alumni could be anybody. Brandon Scott, Doink the Clown, Gangrel. Yep, that's a good one. Hijinks, Eric Polaris, Mr. Judgment, or hell, even Gangsta Granny. Who knows? Well, Gangrel is an interesting one. I would say never. Gangrel's. He wrestles every weekend. I mean, not to give it away, but
Gangrel used to wrestle almost every House of Pain show back in the day.
I saw Gangrel wrestle because there's somebody I know that booked him in a show in Florida, and he's literally like every weekend. He looks like almost the same. I know he had the AEW, but last year, but he looks great. I mean, you never know. Let's see here. Just to get in your head, son, Michael Bates could be Hal Litzer. Kicking your ass.
So Grayson's wrestling name was Hal Litzer. So could be Hal kicking your ass instead of. It still could be him.
I mean, we can make it a vote. Can I just vote Granny or Doink or more so Doink? Killjoy has been moaning since he's even heard the name Doink.
Enterprise Pro Wrestling Day.
Yeah, wanted to give you a day. Make sure it's been a big day here. So. Obviously, we spoke a lot about the card. We spoke about the match. You've raised the stakes. Mr. Black will be here Tuesday night. We'll have Mr. Hansen the week of the show, and something tells me if you'd like to join, you're more than welcome to join. Technically, Mr. Anton Nathan was here for pre-show coverage, but we didn't get the memo. And I might allow Miss Myers to show up before the 22nd. Stay tuned. But is there anything else that you want to talk about in regards to the show or anything else that we should know about here coming up for February 22nd?
The Brooklyn Prodigies.
I had them on last month, the Prodigies. Things get
Amplified Tag Team Champions. They'll be returning.
The DBW tag team champions, but I'm not going to bring that up to you. But
it'll be a double title. That'll also be a double title match. You have the dudes, John Boy Davis and Ian Drake Esquire.
I know Ian Drake.
Riot City, which will be Mac Mayhem and Eric Ecton versus the Amplified Tag Team Champions, Brooklyn Prodigies. So
the Prodigies are everywhere. The Prodigies just
titles on the line.
They just wrestled the Stepdads. They just wrestled them. They're on the Chase Wakefield Wedding Invitational. What a surprise!
Speaking of Dan Moore will get his very first singles championship match opportunity against the internet champion, another guy you're familiar with, Jay Luther.
Oh, Jay Luther. Another guy, by the way, got to give it up for Jay Luther because he's another guy that Rad Dad praised through the moon. A guy that's come a long way in the last year. I had him on Sportswire.
So Jay Luther's been training with us as well, and he's became a long way.
Yeah, he's done a great job. In DBW, he's done a great job. He's been an EBW Pro. I've seen him in both EBWs. GTS, Rad Dad praised him, and he's done a hell of a job. He looks great out there. He's come a long way. His microphone skills have improved. I mean, he's one of those most improved wrestler of the year guys. If you had an award, he'd be one of those guys. Him, Jacob Cassidy, and he's going to be on the show, and it's a great show. And that's the poster. And the doors open at 4:00. The Hall of Fame ceremony starts at 5:00. Bell time is 6:00. Like I said, tickets are only $15. In this day and age, here in New York City, $15 doesn't even get you dinner. But for this gets you to go to a wrestling show, have a great time. If for whatever reason you don't have the $15, I'm donating 2 tickets to this show. We're donating to 3 shows. We're very excited because this month we have 3 shows we're supporting. And it's funny, they're all the same weekend. I have the Ring of Champions show in Michigan, which is James Fury, who's been MLW Extra. We have that the 23rd. We have you guys, and we have the IMF show, King of Pale, which Ace Christian's a part of Enterprise and Amplified. He's going to be there. We're supporting all 3 of the shows. I'm really excited about that. I want people to go to the Enterprise and Amplified Wrestling's Facebook pages. I also want you to go, if you're here right now, to go hit a sub button for the Amplified Wrestling YouTube page. This is very important because you can watch some stuff. You want to get links to merchandise. You want to get links to all of your favorite superstars and stuff. And, I would really appreciate that here. And Mr. Hansen does have a request, though. He will say here that you should tell the story about Will There Be Food. Is it a PG story?
Man.
Well, Anton Nathan wanted Van Hansen for his next appearance to talk about the Mick Foley story, so don't spoil that one. I'll let Mr. Hansen handle that one. Well, you might be here for that one.
I'll tell you that story when we go off air.
Yeah, do it off the air, especially now that Rhino has my phone number and so does Savio Vega. So they know. I at this point now, I actually tell guests beforehand, what are we talking about? Don't go. I actually tell people, don't shoot on anybody because don't say this. Be careful because we do have people coming here. So I'm almost going to be like you guys. You sign a waiver before you come on the show.
Also, congratulations on Savio Vega and
Rhino. Yeah,
Rhino. That's a big step.
Oh, no, it's really, and I just, I say it every night. I thank everybody, you guys included, everybody tunes in. It was an honor. And, it's something that, I actually have people in my communities. They go to me and say, oh, you're the guy that I actually had 3 people come up to me. So, I saw a clip of that on Facebook. I heard about it. So it's a great honor. And it's really because of everybody. So I do, from the bottom of my heart, want to thank everybody. But, go ahead and continue your story.
Thank everybody for watching. Be sure to follow all the links that he posted. Make sure you follow all his links as well. I don't know if I can trust him, but like all of Van Hansen's as well, he does put out good content.
I actually like his content. I liked his video reviews. I liked the Metallica albums he reviewed. I like the video game stuff he does. I like him coming on Sportswire. I actually like him. Anton's an interesting guy. He's a character.
Yes. But like I said, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for the support for Enterprise Pro Wrestling, Kid Mike, Amplified Wrestling, Tom Bryce, Van Hansen. Thank you for supporting all of us. even the guys I don't know that come on here and watch. I watch this stuff all the time, and sometimes I don't comment.
I know there's like I know there's some people that come on like, okay, I've got to tune into that. Like, like Rhinos. Okay, I got to tune. The other guys, you're like, maybe you think about it, but like, look, but that's great. You would give people the opportunity, if you want to tune in, great. If not, people even tell me, I just to know that you're on, I have people tell me you'll chuckle. I'm not watching every show, but if I get the notification, I'm happy, at least somebody's on. So I'm getting a lot of that. So it's all good. Eddie subbed to you guys, which is great. Thank you, Eddie, for that.
Awesome. Thank you.
We appreciate that. And maybe your dad's going to come on here. So I think your dad's been waiting too long. So it's maybe time we'll talk to you about that off the air. And yes, that's Amplified's link. Follow Kid Mike on Instagram and Twitch. And Eddie, thank you for your support as always. And a couple more comments. Chucky Mansion took Doken under his wing. Doken took me under his. And now it's time that I take Ace Christian under his wing. And Ace is just love Ace. Love Ace. And love everybody else. Jay Luther is a star in the making. Yeah, he's, guy, what a turnaround. Definitely one of my improved wrestler candidates of the year. But all right, my friend, I think we've done a lot. We've got a lot to talk about. We'll resume this on Tuesday night. You may have something else to do. I'm sure you'll have something else to do on Tuesday. Maybe you'll be thinking about other plans. Maybe a live stream on Twitch. I don't know. Maybe the wife.
I'll definitely be tuning in Tuesday.
Oh, you sure? I would think, maybe you have other plans. Maybe you're gonna go out have dinner with the wife. Maybe a Twitch stream. I don't know. Maybe figure something else to do. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. That is the owner of Enterprise Pro Wrestling, Mr. Kid Mike. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice figuratively and literally, where all wrestling matters. And if you're here on Sportswire Radio, please follow Amplified and Enterprise Wrestling on Facebook. Check out Amplified on YouTube. Check out Kid Mike on Instagram and Twitch. And we will be here tomorrow. I don't know yet who's my guest, but it'll be a surprise. But Cato is here Friday at 9. And Tuesday, the most important one, 8 o'clock, Eric Black, the Amplified Pro Wrestling Champion. It could be, if he has his way, the Enterprise World Champion and owner. But I'm sure Mr. Walker will have a different take on that. But stay tuned for that here and so. And if you're here, hit the sub button for us, hit the like button. And until then, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on the number one Global Radio, that is Sportswire Radio, where all wrestling matters. Thank you so much, everybody, and have a great night.